I met Toby one frosty night when I was out playing Peeping Tom games at Vivian Hess's house. Vivian was the 17-year-old crush of my life, and I would do just about anything to catch a glimpse of her, even if it meant trying to peek into the windows of her house under the blazing brightness of a full moon night. It was the fall of 1970. I was 16 years old, and I had a serious lust for Vivian for at least 2 years. It began after I stood behind her in the cafeteria lunch line at the Mickelson Junior High School. I fell for her and fell for her hard. Somehow, in that great junior high mindset, all thoughts were Vivian Hess thoughts. It was a lusting infatuation that knew no limits or boundaries. 3 minutes. That's all it took for me to fall deeply, madly in love with the granny glasses-wearing, olive-skinned brunette beauty. 3 minutes. That's all it took for me to prove myself a goof and dissolve any chance of getting to know Vivian. It was a Monday, during lunch. I finally had the chance to say something cool, something wowing, something memorable, something so incredibly impressive that it would cause Vivian to rethink the relationship with her paperboy boyfriend and come running into my arms. But that didn't happen. In the amount of time it takes to boil an egg, I blew any chance to make a good impression. I stood behind her in line on Meatloaf Day in the lunchroom. My mind raced as only a 14-year-old boy wanting to make a good impression would race. My heart pounded the same way an old man having a heart attack would pound. And my breathing? Well, I seemed to remember to inhale. It was the exhaling gracefully part that got the best of me. As was my tradition, I got stuck in a dumbass loop and began to babble something stupid about Cheerios and maple syrup. I felt my face heating up in the crimson red of humiliation. The expression on her face suggested she might have seen lobsters crawling out of my ears. Embarrassed, I stepped out of line and walked away, laughing at a joke only I could hear or understand. I would not make a good impression with her now, no matter what. It just wasn't in the cards. But I could watch her from a distance. To me, it was good enough for close enough. This particular night, I was standing in the back of the motel Vivian's parents operated. I was chain-smoking a pack of cool cigarettes that I'd stolen from the refrigerator of the house where my mom had stashed them. I stood in the darkening shadows, focusing my attention on any window with the light shining through it. Occasionally, I'd see a shadow breeze past the window, and excitement would rise. I never knew if I saw Vivian or not. What I was attempting to accomplish, I didn't know then, and I don't know now. It was a Vivian infatuation playing out to its conclusion. I watched the windows and waited, a hope for a glimpse, fleeting glance, hoping for a second chance. Somehow, I wanted to prove that I was no longer the dumbass 14-year-old boy I had presented myself to be. I was now 16, with a driver's license. Things had changed. I had grown up and matured. At least that's what I told myself while committing this felony. What I hoped would happen is that Vivian would step outside on some errand. Maybe she'd left something in her car, or she just wanted to take a walk, catch the fall air, stare into the face of the man in the moon. She'd step out, sweater or jacket wrapped around her to ward off the night chills, and I'd just happen to be trespassing on her property, as if it was the most natural thing in the world. She wouldn't notice the pile of cigarette butts at my feet, giving away just how long I'd been there. Instead, she'd see me, give a wave of recognition, and I'd walk over to her. We'd shake hands, and I'd finally say hi and say it like a human being. No jokes, no spaz attacks, no retarded behavior. A week later, we'd walk the halls of Mickelson High School holding hands, announcing that we were boyfriend and girlfriend studies to our peers. My life would be different, and that difference would be because of the love of my sweetheart. Of course, shit like that doesn't really happen. You are what you are, and you know who you know. And you either get busy liking yourself and living your life, or you spend your life chasing ghosts of things never to be. I was still chasing the ghosts and dreaming the dream. After befriending Toby that night and becoming close friends, I saw things differently and began to accept certain truths about myself. After cutting his head off with the silver sword, I learned a lot about friendship and the responsibility of friendship. I learned of the sacrifices that friends make for each other.